This is an overview of the OTG Hex holster designed for the Salem Lakes Armory SLA-9 replica Robocop pistol. This is a 9mm pistol, fully functional. And the great thing about this gun is that it essentially replicates the pistol that you see in the movie Robocop. However, the difficulty with a gun of this size is the fact that there's really no holsters on the market that will accommodate it, until now. OTG Hex was tasked with the very difficult and challenging process of being able to create a holster that will accommodate this pistol, but not require the entire pistol to be submerged in Kydex all the way up to the top, covering so much of the gun that to be able to draw the gun out of the holster, it becomes very difficult to do so. So just through some smart shaping of the Kydex and everything else, he was able to make it so that it's a very fast draw, very secure. And one of the other requirements that we asked of him was to make sure that it is Safariland QLS mount compatible. Here's another one. You can see the QLS Safariland hole pattern. Now, even though here I have it mounted with a QLS plate, you can actually direct mount it to the drop leg holsters, drop leg platforms for a lot of the holsters that are available. However, QLS just makes it a lot easier to be able to remove this entire holster from the rig and be able to swap it with any other holster that you might be using for that day. There are two tensioning screws that allow you to be able to adjust the tensioning for the holster. Additionally, it is compatible with QLS, so essentially any drop leg platform that you already have that has the QLS receiver plate, this will just simply lock straight into. And it's nice and secure. And when you don't need it, you can just pull it out. Now, one thing that's important to note is that this is a very long holster. And I do recommend that you use some sort of leg tie down to be able to keep it a little bit more secure. The other thing is that because it's such a long holster, you want this leg tie down to have some sort of ability to be able to pivot a little bit. There's actually platforms that have a little bit more of a drop that allow you to offset that leg tie down just to give you a little bit more space. For example, here's an A&R Designs drop leg platform. This one has a pivoting point and it's a lot lower. So this is a mid-ride, which places the holster a certain height relative to the belt line. However, this pivot point makes it a lot easier to use. Holstering this gun is actually quite simple. Assuming it's on your hip, you simply place the gun between the two halves. It slides in and it indexes in there. The way the holster is formed, it will grab onto the gun, both around the trigger guard as well as along the frame rail in front. And then to draw, you simply start pulling the gun out. And then as you're pulling out, you're going to start lifting the gun forward into rotation. And it's a pretty fast draw and easy to reholster.